My name's Paige Wilson. I have lived in Athens for 2 years, although I'm really a local resident because I've lived in Meigs County my whole life.
My name's Sandra Swafford. I've lived in Athens for 17 years.
My name is Lexi Hauk. I'm Paul's wife, and I've lived in Athens for about 2.5 years now, since we've been married.
My name is Dana Tumlin.
And I'm Kevin Tumlin, and we've been here since 2004. We came here for work, and so that's 16 years and counting.
We are, like we said, Pat and Annette Lowry. We have been here about 3 years. We came from the Panhandle of Florida up this way.
I'm Paul Hauk. I've lived here pretty much my whole life, grew up here.
My name's Tim Wilson. I've lived here as long as she has. We moved from Meigs County. We lived there for about 24 years, 23 years, and then we sold the farm, literally, and moved to Athens into a neighborhood that we have neighbors. We've never had neighbors before, and a concrete driveway, and internet, and water, and sewage, and sunshine.
Indoor plumbing?
Indoor plumbing was great. Took a while to get used to it, but
An unknown characteristic for me is probably I like to ask people a lot of questions, get to know people.
We're both from a family of 10. We're both in the same place in the family.
An unknown characteristic is how strong I am. Not physically strong, but strong emotionally.
My unknown characteristic is that I like to be humorous.
I don't like commitments. I'm kind of like spontaneous for the moment.
I say I'm the queen of useless information.
she is the queen of useless
And
information.
I tie people together with that useless information. I, network.
So my most embarrassing moment at church is I went to see the fireflies whenever they were synchronized, like back in June, and I had ticks on me when I got home. Well, whenever I went to church the next day, I felt something crawling on me, and I was like, oh Lord, I think I have another tick. So I looked down, and there was a tick crawling on me, but I was sitting towards the aisle, so I couldn't come out the aisle because we were videoing live. So I had to go all the way around and go to the restroom, and I had a tick, and I had to flush it down the toilet.
Our son was 8 at the time, we believe. He and the youth pastor were, his son and our son were the same age. Well, one Sunday evening service, they decided to slip out, and their idea of a good time was to lay down in the middle of the road in front of the church, and as the headlights hit them, they would roll out of the way. So what happened was, about the third or fourth car happened to be a state trooper. So he stopped, grabbed both boys by their collars, and brought them into the sanctuary during service.
My most embarrassing church moment is probably I was 15, and I got talked into getting up on stage and doing freestyle rapping because at the time I rapped and did stuff like that, and so I guess I probably thought it was kind of cool at the time, but somebody took a video and put it on social media.
Jesus came and brought life. The word was in the beginning, let there be light.
And still, I look back now and it's kind of hard to watch now.
And my most embarrassing church moment was actually at a wedding. For a good friend of mine, I had to recite 1 Corinthians 13, and I could not get it out.
I used to play basketball in high school, and I was kind of famous, I guess you could say, for the buzzer beater half-court shots, just chucking them up there, and there were about 3 or 4 times where it actually went in, so.
I ended up having dinner with Jimmy Carter's parents one time. We were on a bicycle ride across the state, and with a friend that knew the parents invited us in to host us for the night, and it was some good old Southern cooking.
In college, I used to do television commercials for a local furniture company, and so I was famous all over Lynchburg, Virginia. I couldn't go anywhere, but I handled it well.
Humble. One word that I would describe my salvation is grace.
Mercy.
Gift.
Yeah.
Adoption.
Confidence.
One word to describe my salvation would be redemption.
Freedom.
The word I would use to describe my salvation is trust.
Grace. Or love. Or both.
One word, honey.
Oh, I know. It's hard to pick one.
I would like to see TGC in 5 years with a new pastor.
You cannot say that. You cannot. I like Walt.
Yeah, he's all right.
I would love to see Trinity Grace serving in our community and just making community partners with people who have already established programs here in Athens.
Just being aware of our community needs.
Local missions.
Reaching out into those small and quiet places that we just don't normally see a church alive and active in.
But I do think Athens needs this community to reach out.
We are the salt. We are that light.
I would just love to see that community outreach and creating relationships throughout Athens, McMinn County.
I would just say he's kind of showed us how important community is, and we both feel like Trinity Grace has a really strong community of believers, and just worshiping together I think is really important.
It's not just Sunday morning.
Like going on a Sunday and just, being with the body of believers on a Sunday was not going to be enough.
And I think community groups too are part
Yeah.
of that.
Calling you and checking on you and seeing, asking you hard questions and just really developing deep relationships.
And that's what we felt when we came to Trinity Grace.
Yes, very welcomed in the church and the community groups, and we certainly look forward to the future.